Key Bar Rule Series. Business Associations.
Business Judgment Rule. Actions taken by a director have a presumption of good faith and are presumed to be in the best interests of the corporation. The presumption may be rebutted if the director's conduct is unreasonable. Decisions by the directors must be independent, but it is reasonable to rely on expertise of others. Duty of loyalty. Directors must act in the best interests of the corporation and put the corporation's interests above his own interests. A breach of loyalty occurs if the director engages in action which create a conflict of interest. Self-dealing. Self-dealing occurs when the director, or someone with whom the director has a close personal relationship, benefits from a business transaction with the corporation. To cure the conflict, the director must disclose the relationship and get board authorization. If the transaction has already occurred, the director may rebut with entire fairness, which requires the court to determine that, after close scrutiny, the transaction was objectively fair to the corporation. Usurping a business opportunity. A director or officer may not act personally on a business opportunity if it is in the corporation's usual line of business and the corporation would expect to be presented with the opportunity. The director must disclose the opportunity and only act personally if the corporation declines. Competition against corporation. A director or officer may not directly compete against the corporation. Derivative lawsuit. A derivative lawsuit is one where a shareholder sues on behalf of the corporation for damage to the corporation. To have standing, the shareholder must own stock. Before filing suit, the shareholder must first make a demand on the board to bring the suit, unless the shareholder can show futility or urgency. Piercing the corporate veil. The limited liability of shareholders for the actions of the corporation is subject to challenge, if a plaintiff can pierce the corporate veil. If successful, a shareholder will be personally liable for corporate actions. Piercing the corporate veil can be accomplished under the doctrine of alter ego or undercapitalization. Principal liability in tort. Respondit superior. An employer is liable for the tortious acts of his employee if the employee commits a tort while working in the course and scope of employment, but not for tortious acts of an independent contractor. Actions are within the scope of the relationship. 1. If the conduct was of the kind the agent was hired to perform. 2. The tort occurred while so acting. And 3. The agent intended action to benefit the principal. General partnerships. A partnership is an association of two or more people to carry on a business for profit. No formalities are required. Each partner is an agent of the partnership. Liability of partners. All partners are jointly and severally liable for the actions of the partnership, unless the partner is a limited partner. Liability of the partnership. The partnership is liable for the actions of each partner performed in the scope of the partnership. Business OR made with the authority of the partnership.